How long have, in your line of work, how long have you, not how long, but have you noticed how long does it generally take for someone to finally say, hey, okay, this is now part of my daily routine. I don't need to think about this anymore. Because there used to be this rule of thumb, it took 21 days to form a habit. I don't believe that. 3 weeks. That's like that's I have noticed with my own clients that no, 3 weeks. Sometimes I personally have noticed a minimum of 90 days before somebody's like, oh, like I'm not even thinking about this anymore. I'm just getting up. I'm going to see Courtney. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go on with the rest of my day. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, when you said 21 days, my first thought was BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's 21. I don't, I forgot where that comes from. It probably come from one uh, case study or something like that. But yeah, it'll take generally longer than that. Generally, we're talking about months, sometimes even years, because people have relapses.
Mm,
So I know a lot of people, they're not going to love to hear that, but I mean that's just kind of the way it is. And the way you make it easy, well, okay. So the thing is, you're trying to make it a part of your identity, so it doesn't feel so much like
mm,
work. So, for instance, for me, I've been, an athlete or doing in fitness so long that even on days where I don't feel like going to the gym, like I go because now it's a part of me. I'm like the guy that goes to the gym. You know what I mean? And on days, um, even when I don't feel like it, if I've missed it, then it feels weird.
mm.
And that takes a while. We're looking at months. Um, we're like the timeline is months, and um, it's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, generally, I just say it's going to be a couple months to really ingrain a new habit. And there's always exceptions, but we're
Mm.
talking generalities.
I love that you said it becomes part of your identity. Like, people do identify with who they are and how they conduct themselves in life. And when it becomes part of who you are, like I'm somebody who goes to the gym versus I'm someone who struggles going to the gym, or I'm someone who struggles with nutrition. And when you do have that, like I'm saying this for the listeners because I think we are so hard on ourselves when we do relapse, when we fall off the bandwagon, so to speak, or we're not doing what we know to do. Um, I think to have some grace for ourselves to say, okay, I didn't go today, I'll go tomorrow. Before
Mhm.
those like didn't goes doesn't happen over like a week or something. But how do you work with your clients when they're in that space, the space of not seeing the results that I want? It's not going as quickly as I'd like it to. I am committed to what's happening. Those plateau moments and the all of the stuff that's behind it, all of the limiting beliefs, all of the stuff, it comes up in my experience working with clients, limiting beliefs don't disappear. What happens is you get a hold of them a lot better and you talk to them like, no, no. Yeah, you might not say you might say this today to me, but that's not who I'm going to be today. How do you work with clients in that space of, they've moved from gung ho and now they're like, I can't do this or I don't want to do this anymore.
So for me, what I do is I kind of so I have to both look at so I sit down kind of with the client or we'll have a meeting and I generally talk about what's going on, what the results are, what the inputs are, like what they're actually doing, and then I have to look at what I'm doing or just look at the program to assess and see like if it's something that I need to change because it can definitely be both. But often what I see is in regards to the client is that either they're not doing whatever I've told them to do, whether that be like the number of days I need them to be on the treadmill, or they're not upping the weight when they're not with me, or they're not working out when they're not with me, or their diet's off. And that's a huge one. It's generally the diet because that's the hardest thing.
Mm-hmm.
We all love our food. Um, to Sorry, I forgot that. I got lost in thought. What was the question again? Sorry. Was
The
it?
question is, how do you help your clients when they're in that
Oh, got
space
it.
of
Okay.
can't, I don't want to, the whole like
Got it. Okay. Cool,
piece.
cool, cool. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, so I'll assess what I'm doing and I'll look at their habits, but also too, like you were saying, they're gonna have to realize that you're gonna fall off the bandwagon and you're not always gonna be perfect. So I keep them motivated by showing them what they have done, the positive things they have done, of reminding them that they've done these things and reminding them that they can do them. That's a really huge part of it. A really big part of the job is just kind of like emotional support.
Mm,
To be honest, keeping people motivated in that way, and just like um, both supporting them, but also keeping them, holding them accountable for the things that they have signed up to do. So the way I set goals with my clients is generally, I'm not going for some huge, lofty goal in the beginning if I don't think we can hit that. So I talk to them and I go, hey, look, is this something that you feel is doable? Right. And then we work from what we both agree they can do. So then when we look back at something, there's some account. So they can, if they're not doing it, then I can go, remember you said this is totally doable for you, right? And I can go, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, I can do this. So then they're like, okay, cool, let's do it next time. And I kind of just both hold them accountable, but also um, sh- give them grace, and ask themselves to give themselves, or to give themselves the space, to like
mm.
to be human and to mess up. Um, and then we kind of just move forward from there. And if we need to set new goals, then we do. And if not, then we just get back on the horse.